could be the last one on the day as we get into it, ladies and gentlemen. LDLC 2-0 up, but BDSA, they have been a sliver away from being able to close out these games. It has always come down to one single team fight.
Right.
And they've been this close to being able to overcome it, beatdown, and now they have to if they want to stay alive.
That's going to be the big thing. We talked about how they've been able to regain before in their Vitality series, almost getting reverse sweep, but clutching it out in that game 5. We talk about BDSA and how they can make these confident decisions in this late game. That's something we praise teams like KC and LDLC for throughout the regular split here in spring, that when they see an opportunity, they pull the trigger. And I think we can absolutely add BDSA to the list of teams who do so. That late game play in game 2, that cost them, I think was a good decision had it worked out in their favor. I like the confidence to go for plays like that, to try and end the game as soon as you find an opening, even if it didn't work.
And what's Shio's early pathing going to look like coming into the game number 3? Last time Zinjiao wanted to get aggressive, moved into that blue quadrant when he was on red side, took away 3 camps. Will this one be a little bit more stable, knowing what's on the line, knowing one mistake could quite honestly cost you the entire game and then the entire series? A lot of eyes on Shio, and early ward also coming through in the top set here. A lot of respect from Ragnar, understanding that that very well could be the play. But the bot 2v2, that's a nice engage, starting with the Zenith blade. DOS will find the mark. Doesn't have a ton of follow-up and needs some damage right back, but will be able to already flex his muscles on one of his best champions.
Yeah, you will end up losing a bit of health, but you get that level 2 first, and you get that early push here, which is what is important. Even though Yike is pathing away right now, is going to at least be something that you can get this wave shoved in and reset before Shio shows up on this bottom side of the map. That's why you see DOS going toward the Tri-Brush right there to make sure that Shio doesn't get the drop on them in this next minute or so.
That is a sweet Scion skin.
What skin is that?
I don't know, but I don't play Scion, but I almost want it.
Yeah, you almost want to start playing Scion.
Well,
Scion. You don't like Scion jungle with Aftershock? That's not your thing?
that's not my thing,
That's fair. I played against it once. It was the worst thing in the entire world.
Was it?
I didn't like it.
You do the red buff start where he just takes your camps and then...
The funny thing is, that's not even what jungle Scion does. That's what top lane Scion does to screw the other jungler while you invade. That is crazy.
Well, the Scion might be in some trouble. Probably have to expend the flash here if you're aggressive, but maybe not. Calls the bluff.
Confidence.
You're not going to flash on me, Yike. And, well, he makes the right call, but the wave is not in a great spot for him.
No. Ragnar is going to be able to hold it. Aggressivu will, of course, have to TP back and spend what bit of gold he's gotten for himself here. It's not as much as you may want to get as a Volibear, but it is still something here. And the thing is now, Shio's made his way to this bottom side of the map. He's gone for the full clear and could be potentially setting up for this dive. They know he's in the area, so the bot lane, Exakick and DOS have to be expecting this. And you see them respecting the fact that Chico's off the map.
This is a lot of respect. And LDLC will lose out on a tad bit of CS, but that is totally okay. A lot better than giving some early kills over, then losing more on top of it. So this nice little move here from Chico, trying to maneuver around and show exactly what he can do once that Twisted Fate gets the ultimate. He's going to need to be on his toes moving around the map here. But in the meantime, everything very stable. Everyone's CSing just about fine, and Aggressive might be under a bit of pressure here, but more or less just needs to survive the best he can.
It's all right. People say the Aatrox W, the Infernal Chains, are basically an IQ test. If you walk backwards, I got some bad news for you. But if you walk to the side, you pass just fine. Aggressivu, of course, managed to pass with flying colors as he holds on to control in that lane. And bringing it back to Chico, too, again, like we said in the trap, the Ahri for this guy has just been unreal. When he brought it out, I think in week 9 for the first time, he is just lighting people up. When he brought it up yesterday against KC, he was lighting people up. So especially Exakick, because in this matchup, you're not going to take Cleanse, is someone who's going to have to be very wary of the angles where this Ahri could come from.
Yeah, I actually love that point, because during the regular season, we were still questioning whether this was the champion that actually, was a bait pick or not.
Yeah, true.
Like, is it just look good in the early to mid game, but once you get late game, are you relevant? And I think both of these mid laners have shown us that you can find clutch charms that can just make or break the fight, and certainly Chico has fell into that category here. But will be able to make a slight move. It is an Infernal Dragon up first, which I have to imagine is enticing for both of these squads, but Ragnar, who still actually has not even backed and has his TP available, starting to put even more pressure onto Aggressivu, but it will be LDLC that get the move first, mainly because of Das is on this Leona, paired with his incredible chemistry pick here with Yike on the Volley Bear, giving them a lot of priority here to move through the river.
And I will say very quickly, even though those wards have expired, LDLC had a lot of deep wards going on BDSA's side of the map. They've been doing a really good job at tracking Shio, making it harder for him to find some of these early plays and move into the river the way he might want to here. Of course, you highlighted it, this Lulu versus the Leona, not exactly the the jungle support 2v2 you want to be fighting in right now, so they are going to concede control for the moment, but because of this wave shove, because now Crownshot and Radote are able to add a little bit of pressure here, it is going to be Dragon #1 for BDSA.
Yep, and now a back timer also coming through the top side for Aggressivu. This is perfect. This is exactly what we wanted to see.
Yep.
Make sure that BDSA aren't scared to make moves, and they certainly are not. They've threatened already a level 4 dive into the bot side. They've made a nice push in the bot side now as well, the transition into the Infernal Dragon, and now extra damage going to be spread out across the roster.
Yeah, and it's just going to be that easy. Aggressivu avoids that potential dive. Can ult the lane if he wants to, could just walk his way back as well. Overall, BDSA playing to their win cons quite well as Crownshot and Radote ever consistent in the 2v2. You see them getting this pressure, you see them getting this wave shove, and they're going to move in with Shio so that he can steal away some camps.
Teamwork on point right now as the blue buff will be secured. Shio moves back through. Das is not interested in an engage. Yike is not in the area as of just yet. And now comes to find out that the blue buff is gone, so we'll not be able to give that over to Ica, but that's okay. Twisted Fate usually pretty okay with the mana, but definitely still a nice little win here for BDSA.
Yeah, and LDLC, you see those things coming through. Because of the vision there, they know that Shio's going to recall and go to this top side of the map, but that still works out really well. Even if there's no gank onto Ragnar, the fact is, you got the dragon, you got to walk away, and now you can move to the top side where your camps are, probably hit level 6, and be able to contest for the Rift Herald as well. Because now, even though Aggressivu's been getting pushed in this whole time, he has level 6 available, he has the ult and CC setup, and Chico, of course, another person who we know is really good in the skirmishes. This could be BDSA's opportunity.
Whoa, Twisted Fate could come down, but Crownshot not too worried about it apparently. Now might regret that decision. Cleanse is available, does get the wild growth, but he is very low on health, and this is over-aggression from Crownshot. Should be an easy pickup, and there it is. First blood coming through for Ica.
A big play coming through here with the Destiny, and it's going to go unpunished as Aika's already on his way back up. Oh, unless... Okay, no, this is going to be half his health. But yeah, wait a second.
Shio's also here, does have level 6, but Yike is looking to spoil the party, as Shio might have to flash away. Does have the Caressing Guard, buys a bit of time, Mega Death Rocket comes through, but goes wide, and Shio will end up dropping, doesn't expend the flash, and LDLC will counter the play.
That's big. Now LDLC are going to be the ones to be able to secure this Rift Herald for themselves. Oh, off an unfortunate play there from Crownshot, getting punished by the Destiny. This is what you're going to have to expect. I mean, we haven't seen this champion come out these last couple of weeks, even in the playoffs. It's only today, in this Game 3 in the Grand Finals, did LDLC bring it out and kind of remind people what you should be worried about when this champ's on the Rift.
Chico tries to move up to the top side, and we'll be able to spot out that they're not on the Rift Herald as of right now. And now that you have a lot of summoners lost down in the bot side, you might have to actually spend a little bit more time here if you're Shio to try and cover, to make sure there's no more ganks coming through. Aggressivu is going to use the ultimate to get himself back to lane, make sure he's not missing it on any creeps, but that being said, means that Ragnar now able to move here for the Rift Herald. Oh, his exit kick might be in some trouble. Should be okay. Dote only has the slow and will be able to slowly walk himself up. Just has to go the long way.
A nice bit of pressure. You're going to keep X-Kick out of the lane, but you called it. The unstoppable onslaught from Aggressivu was pretty much the green light for LDLC to go ahead and secure the Rift Herald. It shows there's no skirmish involved. Now, Yike, the rest of LDLC will have a very important tool to be able to accelerate this early game that much further. Now that you see Aika is going to have that Destiny up very soon, it's going to be easy for a play to be made, a really nice dive to be set up for LDLC.
Yeah, Shio just hoping that someone makes a move here. And nobody for the side of LDLC is near the bot side, and Shio now realizing I might just have to pull off a back. but more or less protecting Crown Shot and Dote, making sure they're not further behind. However, this opens up a timing for Yike to move through and make sure he gets that blue buff back that was lost a few minutes ago.
Yeah, that's the big thing here too, and I like this. They already suspect it's happening. They're just gonna wait and see if Exakick and DOS end up going through, but it's respect. They know Yike's on the other side of the map with that Rift Herald, so they aren't going to bother. You gotta imagine now Shio's just gonna go ahead and back off.
Sure. Dragon coming up in 45 seconds. First one collected for BDSA. Can they play to their normal win con of stacking up the souls? We'll have to see. Resets starting to come through as well. Ragnar is going to have a lot of gold to spend there. You can see it in the top right-hand corner, almost 2,000. So he is starting to get pretty strong, and the Hullbreaker actually comes in for Ragnar as he moves to the top side, and also Crown Shot picks up his first Mythic as the Kraken is also going to be locked in. DOS does get charmed up. Ike is here to back him up. Nothing more will come up to play.
Yeah, now we're seeing the risk of the time Shio spent on that bottom side, because now he's clearing his top camps, but Dragon is spawning any second now, and LDLC are already in the area. Chico's had mid-push consistently this entire time, so it's really the only saving grace in situations like these where he's constantly able to move first with Erdote, make use of the speed boost that you get there with the Whimsy. Now, BDSA have what they need to go for the skirmish. Remember, Aka has the Destiny available, can come in from some pretty crazy angles.
Big fight, potentially on the brink of breaking out. Plates being taken for Ragnar, is eating up a bit of damage right now from Aggressivu, but he'll be fine. Has the ultimate, will be able to heal himself back up. It's the Dragon that both teams are interested in. Shio tries to get in, but won't be able to. Now the Destiny actually going to be activated, looking for some kind of a setup. That's a massive Solar Flare, finds two. Immediate cleanse for Crown Shot, but BDSA on the turn, looking for Yike. He's the target. Shio too far forward, might end up dropping. Yike is still alive. So many low health bars, but it's a 2-for-1 so far for BDSA. Make it a 3-for-1. Might be a 4-for-1. BDSA make their move, find the collapse, and Chico finds one more play, but can't finish it off.
Still, I like the aggression, and what a wonderful play for BDSA. They don't secure the Dragon, they don't get the steal, but they get 3 kills just like that and manage to pick up, take back some of the gold they've lost in this early game. And Chico getting a lot of gold. We're seeing examples of how he is able to skirmish, how he's able to fight on this Ahri. Allowing him to get that double and accelerate himself only bodes well for BDSA.
A really close call at the start here. Shio tries to get in range of a smite. It doesn't happen, and then you're thinking the Destiny is going to be a big play, but Ika comes from behind here, his team. He's not able to actually use the yellow card. Yeah,
because he didn't want to use it onto the blast code, so he ends up kind of not being able to get any of the CC off here until it is too late, until his jungler is gone, his AD carry is running for the hills, and realistically, it was way too late for anything to come through.
And I mean, this is why this series has been, so fun and entertaining.
Yeah.
Despite the 2-0 lead for LDLC, BDSA still able to fight back, show us what they got. But it is the Rift Herald that comes down. Yike is going to use it, puts a little bit more gold into the bot lane, but it will just be that, as there's no other objectives to take. In the meantime, Ragnar starting to do a little scouting inside of the jungle, trying to clear out some of the deep vision potentially, lay down some of his own deep pink wards, just trying to get an eye on the jungler.
Yeah, again, like they did it last game, they're doing it here. They're tracking Shio so well, constantly using their priority to keep an eye on this Xin Zhao. Make sure they know where he might be. At the moment, again, it's Chico on the move here, spent some of the gold, has the Everfrost available, looking for whatever opportunities he may be able to find. He's been getting a lot of value this game, despite the opponent being that Twisted Fate. That's usually good for cross-map plays.
Ragnar now even doing some counter jungling, and Aggressivu might challenge him on it. Seeing if he can fight over the Gromp here. Here we go. Q's coming down. He's able to get it. Not bad. He's very tanky, so Ragnar doesn't really do a whole lot of damage back. And Aggressivu just making sure that more gold is not being funneled over. But ultimate coming in. Exakick is going to be taken low, and now it might be another first tower over to the BDSA bot lane.
It happens every time. It's inevitable. Crown Shot gets the first tower. Sun shines, grass grows. It's all the same here for BDSA. And, oh, wait a minute.
Ica has to flash. He goes right onto Chico, but he has the Spirit Rush available. Can he actually close the gap? He tries to, and he's able to escape with his life. Dashing back in, trying to help Shio, but he's under threat. Oh, Aggressive, a massive mistake. It luckily doesn't lead to anything, but he does not hit the mark.
I will say, I'm going to give benefit of the doubt here. I think maybe he gets the call that his team is okay, and he doesn't actually cancel the TP, because it gets him this opportunity to recall. There's no danger for Ragnar to be able to shove this wave, because he's only just getting to it now, so Aggressive actually doesn't end up losing very much for letting him TP. That might be copium, but I mean, these are very good players, you know, so I gotta assume.
Yeah, I almost want to watch that one back, 'cause it looked like he hit the wall.
He did hit the wall, but that's what makes me think.
Maybe he turned it into...
Exactly.
You're right. Maybe you're right. Either way, at least nothing comes of it,
Exactly.
and now you have TP advantage for Aggressive. But
that.
this very well should be the second rift going over, unless BDSA want to get a little nosy and figure out what's going on here. Rift Herald down to about 4k HP. Crouch Shot has to flash. Destiny has come through, and that should stop them from moving back in. But no, BDSA, they still want some. Shio does not want to give this up, and now Shio is isolated. He has bitten off way more than he can chew, and a massive mistake for the jungler means a freebie for LDLC.
Yeah, the call is a tough one to make. You got some ultimates down, so you're thinking maybe you could do this. BDSA, you don't have some of your key team fighting ultimates. Xin Zhao, without that Crescent Guard, is not able to skirmish or fight, and we saw it just there. It means second Herald comes through for LDLC. They are going to be able to get the charge in, not the turret, but that turret is basically dead to rights as it is, and it's going to be an easy setup for both teams to be able to recall and try and fight this next dragon. Reminder, everyone's at one apiece, so this isn't going to be anyone's sole point.
Would love to get this, though, if you're BDSA, if you're able to. Will be basically resets coming through for both sides, so no one really gets here first, but it will be Ica that's going to be able to start moving first as he gets this bot wave shoved all the way in. So we can start to maneuver if he wants to. Won't have the Destiny up for a little bit, and it will mean that BDSA actually get here first, but will they be able to fully get this without a contest? It's looking like yes.
And they're definitely posturing as if LDLC want to say something about this one, but it's looking like no one's actually going to be coming through here. Aiko was going for the back, didn't want to expend the TP, it looks like, in LDLC, they're okay letting this one go, but this is what BDSA wants. They work their way towards that Dragon Soul, and it's a Mountain Soul.
Yeah.
So those resistances, it's going to be 3 Mountain Dragons if they get it, and the shields you get from that Soul could make a big difference in some of these upcoming fights.
It could. It certainly can. Mid lane, Crown Shot, Zap not going to connect. If it does, Ica might be interested in trying to make a move, but he doesn't have his flash up, so would have had to make some kind of a miracle happen to close the gap. TP's coming through in the mid lane here. Chico's looking to join up with BDSA as they set up the play in the mid lane. It could be a play over the wall from Yike, however. That's the Stormbringer available, but Aggressive being here means that they'll likely just trade towers here in the top side and in the mid lane.
Yeah, and I think that one ends up being pretty worth. You use the teleport for Chico. Oh, wait a minute.
Wow, DOS is actually chunked all the way down to about 25%. Destiny comes through, maybe just to threaten a play, but it's just to get Ike over to the side lane.
I mean, that is a pretty big deal. It's a cooldown, unavailable here. A big part of how LDLC want to be making some of their plays outside of team fights. It was used defensively, and that's the thing with BDSA. Like, they find some of these angles, Austin. When they are far behind in gold, it doesn't matter. And again, I will say, even though LDRC are up, I gotta keep telling everyone, look down at the 80 carries. You see a Crown Shot has that Last Whisper. He's a little bit ahead in terms of gold and itemization, and that's really where the impact is going to be in his team fights. We've seen how he's able to do it, especially on the Aphelios, where he's done so well even just recently in playoffs.
Everyone gets to take a breath of the map, but really trying to track down Ica and where he's going to be is kind of the key. Luckily, the Destiny was used, so you have a bit of time to start searching into the top side here, seeing if you can take away some of this vision. It will be the Baron coming up in about 30 seconds, but I have to imagine BDSA, with the way that this game has went, they've been very calculated, mainly only fighting around the objectives they absolutely have to. And I think that's been a really big change up from the last game, where things started to get out of hand for us, Beatdown. Once they started to lose on one side, they started to lose on the next, and they could never really slow it down. But this one's been a little bit more methodical. They know what's in the line, so a lot less risk has been taken. And now this is actually setting up for a top play, as Aggressive is already hammering away in the tier 1.
All right, and the hover is there. BDSA should be easily able to secure this one. They may get punished for more as LDLC have grouped up in the area, but no surprises because, again, as you said, no Destiny even now. So LDLC are just trying to secure the mid lane here. Shiko, I mean, he has Spirit Rush. Is he really caught?
Oh, Charm is there. A little bit of damage, though. Yike taken down a little low. Still nothing to fight over. 2 minutes away from that mountain. And it is just a massive trade on the map. Ragnar has been taking away a lot of these towers, so a lot of this solo gold is actually going into his pocket now.
Whoa,
but
whoa!
Whoa is right. BDSA, they're going for a 20-minute Baron. This is incredibly risky.
Yeah, LDLC can sniff something out. Look who's here. Oh my God,
Exekick. He is locked down, has to flash,
He's
but
dead.
It's going to be a kill for Shiko as he now Spirit rushes right back out. Now we have Ragnar in the fight, trying to take down Aggressive, but he is so damn tanky, eating up all of the damage. Flash charm comes through for Shiko, but an immediate flash right back for Ragnar. Gets him back to safety. A pick comes through, and BDSA come out with the win.
Oh, that is the beauty of that unstoppable onslaught. The only indication is the sound. You don't know where he's coming from. And they're able to catch Exekick unawares. Beautiful bait with the Baron Star coming through here for BDSA. And even though they don't get that neutral, they get some more gold for themselves. They get Exekick off the map for a little bit. That is time he could have spent farming and starting to scale up on his own side here in a crown shot. Again, being that player who is a little bit ahead here will be able to make that difference once he gets to that 2-item mark. And we talked about it too. When we see Aggressive on the Scion, his ability to set up for the team, his ability to frontline, lock people down with the CC, I almost want to say it's unmatched.
And now I think the biggest factor after that play is Exekick does not have summoners for this dragon fight. 45 seconds away. Could be soul point for BDSA. You already brought up the fact that these are mountain dragons, building up that resistance and getting something like a mountain soul with the additional shield on top of it. Very well could be the nail in the coffin that BDSA need, but Exekick again in some trouble. He is caught out. Back-to-back plays onto the AD carry. BDSA find him again.
Oh, timing couldn't even be better. You get the flash out of Aka just out of pure respect. And that's 15 seconds for this Mountain Dragon. This is BDSA's soul point. They're going to get exactly what they want here, unless Yike can go for some kind of miracle steal. But from what we've seen in previous games, this is not LDLC's way. They are likely going to let this one go because Yike is still there in that mid lane.
Ragnar just wants to keep them on their toes, but no way. Is he coming in to steal that? And there he goes. So third dragon is in. WinCon back on the table for BDSA as they're on soul point.
And they're also on par in terms of gold with LDLC at the moment here. It's these skirmishes, these fights, these punishing of the fact that Exekick does not have summoner spells. It's been an amazing way for them to be able to get back into this one. And it's great to see that BDSA don't seem to be disheartened at all with the fact that they've had two, we keep saying it because it's true, heartbreaking, tilting, just insane ends to game 1 and 2 where you feel like they had it locked down. They had it good to go, but LDLC find these little openings like they often do to take it away from them. That hasn't stopped BDSA this game. They're still playing their game.
Yeah, I do actually really admire that for that simple fact is that they are still playing their game. They are still looking for like these 20-minute Baron starts despite being 0-2 down in the series, then immediately looking for a pick onto the mid lane. So they are still being proactive on the map. They sure do a lot of trading there through those last 5 to 10 minutes, getting a lot of the towers off the map, but a lot of that gold, of course, being funneled into their carries, which is exactly what BDSA always play to. Make sure you're putting gold in Crown Shot's pocket. See if you can get him online, and he's getting closer and closer to that 3-item power spike.
Yeah, that's the thing now. And you can see it on the graphic right below us here. Just an idea of what the game state is like at the moment here. Pretty much even here. I think 300 gold down for BDSA. That is literally nothing right now. And it's that even from behind, we see BDSA really put the screws to LDLC in some of these team fights and some of these skirmishes. And now with that Mountain Soul point being in their favor, these next couple of minutes are going to be very important because the only thing to fight for is that Baron. And if they can keep that one up, not necessarily go for that barring they get a great team fight or something, you do put the LDLC in that position we've seen ever since Season 10, Austin. Do we let him get sold? Do we let him get Baron?
That's always the question here. And BDSA, they have to make the right calls. They still have to continue to be on point here versus an LDLC that continue to find these windows, continue to find these openings, and fight themselves right back into the game. I mean, I'm almost curious to see what the gold chart looks like, because it always feels like, you know what I mean?
It's a little
just
wave.
back and forth, right? It really is, with the way that this one has kind of been going here for us so far. So will be an interesting look. But just to kind of set the table for anyone that might be tuning in right now, 0-2 down here for the side of BDSA. Where were you? Because every single game, I mean, it's not too often that we, get a 2-0 that is like this close, right? Where it's quite literally one team fight away from going the other way around and having, a 2-0 in favor of BDSA, right?
Yeah.
But it's come through on the back end of just a couple of clutch TPs, late in the game, being able to secure that end game push to then, of course, the Nexus, and allowing them to come out just barely, even as like respawns are coming off. So it's been so tight, so close, and BDSA, of course, trying to start the reverse sweep as we head back in from the pause, still quite a while away from that next dragon, so there is plenty of time to dance around the Baron, to play through the side lanes, and, well, having the Destiny on Ica very well could be the play you're looking for here for LDLC to try to set something up.
It's going to have to.
Here we go.
Oh, there it is.
Immediately, Erdote's the target. No flash. Lockdown is in. Support should be out. DOS is actually going to get pushed over there from Shio, but now he's actually under threat. This could be the jungler down. But no, they can't find the full-on lockdown, and he's able to flash back to safety.
Right as he called for it, Austin, Aka ends up making the play, layering the CC so well, so Erdote ends up falling. Thing is, some key ultimates used in the skirmish. The only one left is Ragnar's. That's why they haven't actually started the Baron. They're just
DOS
in the pit.
Over the wall, forces out the Spear Rush, doesn't even want to engage. Aggressive view here in the front line. A lot of damage now, right onto DOS. Support is out of the fight. 4v5 turned into a 4v4, turned into a 4v3. BDSA, they're doing it. But we'll see the charm right onto Ragnar. That saves Chico's life and sets up the kill for the top laner. BDSA, they are able to fight back in the 5v4, and now they're on the Baron.
And what a great fight for BDSA. LDLC in the pickoff for Erdote in the attempt to take down Shio, commit so many resources. All they had left was Ragnar's World Ender, and because of that, they were able to turn this fight in their favor, and I love it. Shio is running interference. He wants the 1v1. He says, we're going to game 3. Like, there's nothing you could do about it.
Oh, BDSA, they get the Baron. It's been a while, I think, since they've gotten a Baron beatdown, and finally getting it here, as we'll take another look at the fight as DOS tried to set something up.
I'm not going to lie, like, this was really intelligent from LDLC. The fact that they tried to make this one go through was really smart, but trying to get on top of someone like Chico, you have the Spirit Rush, it's so hard for you to actually get that value. And with Crown Shot positioned so safely, with the fact that no resets came through on Ragnar's World Ender, it was very easy for the rest of BDSA to be able to turn the tides and get the Baron. And especially the call to keep Yike out of the pit, beautiful. Mwah.
That charm also could not have been more clutch. As I say it, how about another charm that's very clutch here? Immediately as he comes through, Chico trying to find the outplay, but now he's into the stopwatch. The Chompers will lock him down, so gets a little too fancy here, and that will cost him his life.
Man, that was a real back and forth exchange, but you're right, they do end up getting him. 3 members mid means you're going to lose another turret in the side lane. This is BDSA still advancing their gold lead, and because you still see Exakick in that mid lane, yes, you want to throw this wave into the turret, but it's going to be so easy for BDSA to take this turret. They could have gone for the inhibitor, but instead, because they walk away, Exakick says, okay, fine, I'm going to get this turret.
Ping's now going back onto the base. As BDSA might think about moving back through to see if they can finish off the inhibitor. Yike is now in some trouble, has to use the ultimate to get over the wall. So Stormbringer no longer going to be available if they want to try to defend, and I don't think they're going to be able to, but DOS says, yes, we can. They go right onto the Aphelios. Crown Shot is locked down. He's taken down. LDLC, they've done it so many times, and they might do it again.
Are you serious, Chico?
Finds Ike in the back line. Chico will drop, and now it's resets coming through for Exakick. Should be able to move through, finish off Shio, as they will set up the base defense.
Man, and that was a brutal one. Chico does his best, but it is the 4-for-1. Luckily for BDSA, it is not 32 minutes, and the spawn timers are not long enough for this game to end, especially with every tier 2 up on tier 2 turret up on BDSA's side. And here's the call too, the fact that they stay in. DOS immediately says, sorry buddy, you're on my screen. And they're able to focus Crown Shot down and absolutely tear him apart. And he's the big damage dealer. Despite Chico's best attempts at getting 1, almost getting 2, it was not enough to deal with the rest of LDLC.
It was not. And man, it is so scary if you're BDSA moving into the base of LDLC. I mean, it just feels like time and time again, they're able to just hold the line. They don't even lose the inhibitor either. And DOS sets up the play, but now something more important has spawned on the map. It is the soul point for BDSA. Waiting for the jungler to get here though. Shio is locking behind in LDLC. They might be able to burst it down.
Probably going to be an easy finish here. The fight after is what we're looking for if you're BDSA, but they won't have the opportunity instead. It's just going to be routing them, making sure they walk back the long way as they escort this mid wave into that tier 2 turret.
They're doing it again, beatdown. Just when you think BDSA are going to start to take over the game, they get the Baron, they break open the base. LDLC slam the door in their face as they deny yet another soul point here for BDSA. But now everything calm for the time being. Don't have any objectives on the map for quite a bit. 2 minutes here on the Nash. And while this happens, the farming coming in, everyone trying to scale up, get those key items. We talked about the fact that 3 items need to come through for Crown Shot, and he's still working on that 3rd.
Very close to what's looking like it's going to be an Infinity Edge for this Aphelios, which means that damage is going to be insane on this champion who also went PTA. So that's what you're looking for here. That's why LDLC did so well to focus him in that last fight. If Crown Shot's gone, even with Chico, even if he was there from the start, that would have been a very, very difficult, nigh impossible fight to win for BDSA. So they have to protect Crown Shot. His flash is coming back up. Dote does have the wild growth available too. Baron coming up in just under 2 minutes. That's the big focus here for both of these teams. That's why you have Crown Shot away from the mid lane where people are usually fighting priority, just pushing this bottom wave. Now, he's just going to be able to recall and come mid while someone goes to answer it. And that allows BDSA this opportunity to continue pushing mid and set up vision around the Baron.
That is really the entire focus.
Yeah.
Everything's on a knife's edge. Once again, gold lead just as close as it could ever be. BDSA just barely up by about 800. As they now move in again, resets on the board for LDLC. Ward's fully coming in now for DOS as he set up the last big play. And look at the stopwatches also coming in for LDLC. They know it's on the line. They know this fight very well could be the last with the way the last couple games have gone. And inching closer to 30 minutes. Pushing through the mid lane will be BDSA as they try once again for some more towers.
Again, they have a big, beefy, aggressive Vu with so much help to be able to make this one happen, and the vision is good. Oh!
That's the setup. Solar Flare is good. Ragnar's on the back line, but the Polymorph stops a lot of his damage.
Ragnar's gone.
Ragnar is down. That's the first one for BDSA. LDLC have to retreat,
they want it.
But that's the engage now for aggressive.
Oh my God.
Sets up the play incredibly tanky. Won't be able to find the mark, but they still get a pick.
Incredibly well played. This is exactly what BDSA did yesterday against KC. Cabochard looks for the flank angle. They say, no problem. We're going to focus you down instead. And the rest of the team didn't even get to participate. And this timing is tough. 30 seconds on Ragnar. No teleport for LDLC's top laner. And that means it's Baron time for BDSA.
Yes, it is. It's Baron time. Can they get their second? Destiny is going to spot them, and they know exactly where they all are. But Yike is alive. He had a massive Baron steal last time around in the previous game. Can he do it again, or will BDSA look for the fight? 4K HP, engage coming through, unstoppable onslaught, doesn't find the mark, but DOS has to go into the stopwatch. They'll turn off the Baron, they'll find the kill, but Exakick dishing out some damage, has the rockets, and that's enough to stop BDSA from moving for the Baron again.
Yeah, but turning the fight does end up giving BDSA just that much more gold, and they don't lose anything for making this play, but you get a key spell out of Aka, his ultimate, the Destiny, no longer available, and that's why you're seeing the teleport come through bottom lane for She. Now, as soon as possible, you want this bot lane shoved out. You want to snag these camps so they can't be stolen, and in doing so, you're going to help secure yourselves vision over the dragon, because this is what BDSA do time and time again, Austin, all through Spring Split. They played for that dragon soul, and this is going to be their opportunity to get it.
This is the one you need more than ever. As we are a minute away, BDSA have been out team fighting LDLC here so far, finding a pick here and there, leading to the objectives. But can they do it here again? This is where it seems like LDLC never go down. They are the Titans you have to knock down if you want to see more and more games, and it all starts with this fight 35 seconds away. The setup now coming through for both supports. 3 items and a stopwatch here for Crown Shot, and he is the player you're keeping your eye on, as well as Chico. They have been the standouts in BDSA. They're pushing down mid.
And we got stopwatches on many members from both sides. This next fight, both teams recognize as extremely important, extremely valuable for the remainder of this series here. LDLC looking to close the book on BDSA's spring. BDSA are trying to keep themselves alive, and it all starts with that Mountain Dragon.
Like trying to go searching for vision. What do we have control of? Where are they? Are they setting up for a fight?
Teleport.
And the TP in the back is coming in. Soul Point on the line. LDLC have to look. Doss has been so good with the solar flares. And it's going to be secured. There it is. Beautifully done from Shio. But now Crown Shot left inside the pit means that he will ultimately meet his demise. Shio as well. Not where you want to be, but flashes over the wall. Ragnar looks to follow. It's a double. Exa kick trying to move in with a reset. He's only able to come up with 2. Aggressive who should be able to walk himself out. They get the soul, but LDLC get a couple kills back.
This one is tough. You're not going to be able to contest the Baron under any circumstances. So LDLC, they're running their race straight there. Maybe Aggressive with what's got to be like 5,000 health can do something. But realistically, can he actually stop them? He's deciding no. But you got what you wanted, Austin. You got the Dragon Soul, and this Baron is not as big a deal as it might seem because of the fact that all these tier 2 turrets are still up for BDSA. They're not going to be able to knock on the doors of the base just yet. That's the only saving grace.
And we'll take another look at this fight just at how close it was. 463 HP, and Shio, as he normally does, goes big with a smite.
He does. He goes back into the pit thinking maybe he can save Crown Shot, but it was a fool's errand. Luckily, team overall BDSA managed to keep 3 members, so not too much more ends up being lost, but LDLC still walk away with that Baron and are now going to be able to really push in these waves and still collect a lot of the gold that's going to come with these tier 2 turrets.
Oh, oh man.
God damn.
This has been such a fun series so far. And BDSA want to start the reverse sweep. Just need to wait out this Baron. Still 2 minutes. Still time for LDLC to see if they can get some more towers and get some more gold ultimately. But BDSA trying to counter push back here through the mid lane, as they're now also interested in setting up all of their lanes. They push out mid, they're going to move down to bot, and really, if you want to make a play here, if you're LDLC, you're going to have to move right to the top side here. So they've done an excellent job of nullifying a lot of the map, making sure they're not losing a ton, as there's now 1:45 left on the Baron power play.
Yeah, to their credit, BDSA, they've been doing this all series long, and they're doing it here again, trying to slow things down. So it will be, at the very least, 1 tier 2 taken out, but that's half the Baron buff expiring for LDLC. Now only 1:30 left. Maybe they'll get 1 more turret in the process, but for the moment is going to be BDSA actually holding on.
Oh, Exa kick, he's got no flash. And now Shield uses the crescent guard. They take down Exa kick. 80 carry is out of the fight. They're gonna move in for a yike. Jungler gets the locket, but it's not enough to save him. BDSA with 2 picks looking for Doss. He is gonna have to flash over the wall, and he does, but BDSA, they find the opening.
Forget part of the Baron push, Austin. They've nullified the whole thing as they managed to find crucial picks onto the flashless Exa kick. Because of that, now you see the pigs. They're looking for inhibitor number 1 here in the mid lane, and with that bottom one exposed, you got to imagine that one will follow.
The Mountain Soul really paying off as the Aggressive moves in. Might not even take a chunk out of his health bar. He's got so much shielding. He is so massive right now. First inhibitor is good. BDSA will move for the second. Might not be the end of the game, but those are 2 steps BDSA have not been able to really get over the last couple of games here. Beatdown that they finally do in game 3.
And look at the timing in the top left corner of your screen. That is the Elder Dragon, the strongest neutral in the game. And with supers coming in mid, coming in bot, you have a great chance in securing this one, giving BDSA a way back into this series here. I like this from LDLC. They want to stop the recalls, see if they can keep them on the map. The problem is,
they're going to turn, looking for a yike. He's able to dodge out on the ultimate. but does get forced back. Destiny was also used. This is going to stall a lot of time here on a BDSA. And LDLC, that doesn't look like they're done. They're still moving up, but they want to try to find an engage angle into this fight. But how do they get through Aggressivu, who's just the tank, watching over all of his members? And now it looks like BDSA have been able to close enough distance to potentially look for some of those resets.
Yeah, it's tough. LDLC are wasting a lot of time. It is good, but it isn't going to be enough. It will give them that opportunity to really push out this bottom wave and immediately allow Aka to TP top so they can also push that one out. But supers are coming bottom, so that's just going to auto-push. There isn't much else you have to do on BDSA's side. It's just sending someone like Shiko maybe to the top side and then immediately having him ready for the Elder Drake. Or LDLC side, Yike. We've seen him with big steals today already. That's going to be LDLC's best chance, because you got to imagine BDSA have the priority.
Yeah, you have to imagine that will likely be the case. Just about every single summoner will be available for this fight. DOS should not have his flash back up in time after using it in the fight previous. But the carries, the ones you're really looking to try to target and take down, will have their summoners. As LDLC, they are first to the river, 40 seconds away from the Elder Dragon, as it's mid-priority. Both teams fighting for it. Aggressivu walking like he wants to go, but he will not pull the trigger. And BDSA, they're just guiding this wave into the base.
Yeah, and these are super minions too. They could actually, with this 30 seconds, they could just force LDLC to back, and then it means they're going to have the fast track to the Elder Dragon because they know BDSA can threaten to end the game here, but they're just going to walk right out unless...
No way did BDSA do this. They've made this mistake a couple of times, and now... they
Destiny
will not make it again. No need to try to force, but they do stall out LDLC, and now they're going to have to funnel through their jungle, funnel through the mid lane in order to get over to that Elder Dragon.
Here's the big thing. It's crucial. Yike keeps his flash. Yike keeps his ult, so he can go for this potential steal. I think BDSA aren't going to be looking to burst this one down. They have to be playing for the turn. They have the teleport. The Destiny is up. This is the last fight.
This could be it.
So
10k HP, Charm lands onto DOS. He's zoned from his team. Chico wants to move in, the support is down. Aggressivu sets up the engage as Ragnar tries to work from the back line, but it's Yike that flow. It's the flash charm that comes through for Chico. And BDSA, they have finally won a 5v5 team fight late into the game as they will destroy LDLC in the 5v5.
40 minutes long, but BDSA get one on the board as Aggressivu is going to tank for the rest of his team. BDSA will put a game in the series and send us to game 4.
Down, but not out.